What's going on, everybody? We should be live here. Let's look at this three-game slate. We'll go team by team and break it down real quick, a whole lot quicker than the YouTube vid. Then we'll go through some spreads, and then we'll answer some questions and get out of here. First game of the night, Washington at Atlanta. Going a bit under the radar. It's tough with Sykes back. Hard minutes limit. I would expect low 20s. She can post a decent score in low 20s minutes. First game of the year, she played 30 minutes, put up 41 fantasy points. Great defender, great stock upside. Really tough to play unless you're playing a bunch of lines. I would probably wait until she's off her limit. Does hurt Atkins a bit, but her tournament ceiling is still up there. She had a really good game with Sykes in the opener against New York. Shot 7 of 15. It kind of opens up the offense for her a little bit. Her usage will go down a bit, but like always, if her first few shots go in, she gets the confidence to really let loose. She did have a good game against Atlanta earlier this year, 41 fantasy points, so don't mind her for tournaments. Aaliyah Edwards, perfectly fine, 8K, good matchup with Austin out, confirmed out now. Obviously, would love to see these shots go up to this double-digit range. That's where her true upside can really shine through. She should get you around 30 fantasy points. One of the better point per dollar plays on the slate. Austin is out, like I said. Dolson and Hines Allen are fine. Both of them seemed a little pricey to me. But if you land on one of them, I have no issues. I figure Dolson will play low 20s minutes. Hines Allen will play high teens minutes. Hines Allen absolutely nuked last game in 25 minutes, 44 fantasy points. I'm not expecting that again. Van Loo, no real interest with Sykes back. Her minutes are just going to go back to the bench. Samuelson, good luck if you want to play her. I guess she's fine as a dart throw in tournaments if you think she knocks down in threes. SWK, no real interest just because Sykes is back. Really have no clue what they're going to do minutes-wise with these girls off the bench with Van Loo already going to the bench. Melbourne, I can't play anyone down here just because we don't know what the minutes are going to be like. On the Atlanta side, a lot to like for tournaments. Ryan Howard, 10.7. There's a lot of great plays up top. She's going to come in at such low ownership. She can nuke any slate. The peripheral stats are coming up. She's not shooting the ball as much lately, but we know her upside and what she brings. She's been a great stock machine here lately. Have no issues playing her in tournaments. Just know that like the floor is a lot lower than some of the girls around her. Tina Charles, another perfect tournament play. Going to play low 30s minutes, assuming no randomness. Good score with if she decides to rebound, can really pop a big score. Alicia Gray, fine for tournaments, pretty score independent. Cheyenne Parker is underpriced, but her minutes are capped around mid-20s. That's the most she's going to play. She's fine. I just don't like her ceiling. She hasn't really shown a crazy ceiling, but I mean, 32 last time out. I could see her putting up 25 to 30 here in a good matchup. Aerial power is one of the better value plays. 6'1" is a bit steep, but she's going to play high teens, low 20s minutes. Going to shoot it when she's out there. Good fantasy point per minute player. Have no issues playing her. Can't really play Haley Jones. Her minutes are ticking down. They're giving minutes to Dangerfield. If you're really looking for someone uber cheap, 3,300 for Dangerfield. She played 24 minutes last time out. 5 fantasy points. That is just ridiculously gross. But when you get below 4K, you are just looking for minutes. You're looking for someone to just be on the floor and to just not kill you. I think she's going to be on the floor for at least mid-teens minutes. She's just not a good fantasy point per minute player. She's not asked to really do anything when she's out there. I would much rather play Naz Hillman. I mentioned how high I was on her in the Discord. She's just going to play mid-teens minutes, and she's active. She's going to grab some boards. She's a good defender. She can pop. Now, I understand like her last 3 games, 2 of 2, 2 of 2, 4 of 4. I don't expect her to shoot like perfect from the field, even though she's been pretty perfect throughout the whole year. She just has a safe floor for minutes, and at 4K, I think she's the best value on the slate. Just point per dollar, what she's going to bring, and the minutes that are just guaranteed for her. Nia Coffey's minutes went down. It is her birthday if you want to buy into that. No real interest in Kabaj or me here. Minnesota and the Aces, this game is going to be played at a breakneck pace. I mentioned in the YouTube video, Minnesota has to have this game to have a chance to win the West for the Commissioner's Cup. I think they're going to come out with the absolute fire. They have to win, and they need some help. They need Phoenix to lose on Thursday night to the Aces. But because Phoenix beat Minnesota already, they own the head-to-head tiebreaker if both end at 4-1. I think Fee could play the whole game. I think she could play all 40 minutes, assuming it stays close. She played 34 last time they played, 42 fantasy points. My favorite spend up point per dollar wise is Fee, just because I think she could push to play the whole game. McBride, great tournament play. Price is getting steep though, so she will be low owned. If she does not shoot well, she will murder you. Alana Smith, 8,400, no issues there. She's been really consistent, going to play around 30 minutes. Perfectly fine. I really like Courtney Williams for tournaments. If she's going to see 28 minutes again, she is way too cheap in this matchup. I'm probably going to go down on the ship with her tonight. It just is what it is. I'll tilt about it, but she's just way too cheap, and this matchup is just way too juicy for me not to play her. So I'll drink the bleach later if it goes bad and she just gets randomly benched again. Carrollton's going to play 30 minutes. Needs to hit her shots to really hit value. That's really it with her. Heidemann, can't trust her. Don't know what her minutes are going to be. 6 minutes last time out because she didn't do anything. Time before she shot well, got extended. Good luck guessing which one you're going to get. Same with Xander Lassini. Afufa, however you say her name, was fine last time out. Saw 2 rotations, 15 peripheral stats in 14 minutes. She's not going to score much. She's out there for her defense, can get you some peripheral stats and some stocks. If you want to punt and play her over like a Nas, you can. No interest in Peely or Kone. On the Aces side, Jackie Young is back. They mentioned that she's still not 100%. I love Jackie Young. She's under 10K. She's a peripheral demon. She stuffs the stat sheet. She can post a big scoring day. I'm super high on Jackie Young. I hope the field isn't. I hope they read that and think that she's not going to play. If I know one thing about Becky Hammond, she wants to win. The losing is getting to her. And if that means Jackie Young plays 38 to 40 minutes, then that's what it means. Asia Wilson at the top, nothing needs to be said if you can afford her player. Best player in the league by a wide margin. Kelsey Plum, fantastic tournament play. 10K, she's higher than Jackie Young, so most people are just going to play Jackie rather than her. She's going to play practically the entire game. Big scoring upside if her shot's falling. It has not been this year. The peripherals just aren't there. She's pretty scoring dependent, so if you land on her, you just got to know you need her to hit some shots and really get cooking, or else she's probably not going to pay off 10K. Tiffany Hayes, perfectly fine in the mid-range, going to play mid-20s minutes off the bench, stuffs the stat sheet when she's in there. Alicia Clark is fine. I'm never excited about playing her, but you can. Kate Martin, going to go back to mid-teens minutes off the bench. She's pretty much priced out with Jackie Young back with the minutes she's going to get. Kia Stokes, whatever. If you want to play her, she's going to be out there for about half the game, and she's not going to contribute at all on offense. You just have to hope she gets some stocks and grabs a whole bunch of rebounds. No interest in anyone else with Jackie Young back. Last game of the night, Sparks at Seattle. On the Sparks side, Hamby at the top, really consistent. Have nothing that really needs to be said about Hamby. She's going to play mid to high 30s minutes, assuming the game stays competitive, and they're going to run the offense through. Like, there's nothing, no more needs to be said. Great cash game play, super safe. Brink is the opposite. She's a great tournament play because the price keeps trickling down on her. If she gets in foul trouble, she's going to kill you. If she doesn't and she wants to shoot the ball and play aggressive on offense, she could pop a slate really anytime. Lexi Brown has played well the past couple games. Only played 21 minutes, but she shot 2 of 8, but she still had a good game, 7 peripheral stats. Fine with her at 6,400. All these guards are going to play 15 to 20 minutes, and they're going to go with a hot hand. Clarendon, 6K, just not for me. I just don't trust her. She just doesn't have enough offensive upside. Kia Nurse has just shot the ball bad, and her minutes are ticking down. No interest there. Don't mind Aerie. She's been getting some peripheral stats, and she's a good scorer. So if you land on her, she's probably my favorite out of those 3 right there, by just mostly because she's the cheapest and has shown the most upside of late. Rakia Jackson's fine, 5,600. Not really crazy about her, but she should play mid-20s minutes. The price is fine. Uru, I'm in 3,900, 14, 11, 17 minutes the past 3 games. If she gets you 10 to 12 fantasy points, you can't be too upset, especially if you're trying to jam all the studs in up top. She could get extended if Brink gets in massive foul trouble. They've shown that even if she gets in foul trouble, sometimes they'll just go Talbot over Uru. With that being said, Talbot's in play. She's not very good fantasy point per minute player. 17 minutes against the Aces, 5.5 fantasy points, 1 shot attempt in 17 minutes. So you know what you're getting out of her, which isn't much. So at 3,400, like I said, minutes are everything. On the Seattle side, really just the top 4 that I have the most interest in. Lloyd, fantastic tournament play. Absolutely no issues if you want to pay up for her. I mentioned in the Discord, I've got a gut feeling about her. I think she's going to absolutely pop. I love Lloyd tonight. The matchup could not be better. Ezzy, just insane stock upside. It's ridiculous what she's doing on the defensive end. If she puts up double-digit scoring, she could go for 50. It's a good matchup for her. NECA, really safe, facing her old team. It's at Seattle, though. I figure she might show a little more fire if it was at LA, but that's not really her anyway. She's not one to try and show up anyone. She's just out there just a ball, and she's perfectly fine letting Joel and all the other girls shoot more. She's just going to be as consistent as you can expect from someone like Nneka Ogwumike. Perfectly fine playing her. She's extremely safe. Skylar Diggins-Smith, 9,200. I think she's going overlooked a little bit. Coming off of a down game. I love the matchup. Mentioned it with Lloyd. I don't think she has near the scoring upside that Lloyd does, but for $1,300 less, don't mind her. If you're going to take a shot on any of these girls that are cheaper, Horston's fine. The matchup is good. 5,300 is okay. You just have to hope she plays high teens minutes, maybe gets extended to 20. No interest in Russell, no interest in Whitcomb. Vivian's is fine at 4,300 value. Like I've talked about, the whole slate is just gross. If you land on her, just hope that she plays 20 minutes and maybe gets you 15 fantasy points. If she can get you 15, you should be really happy. She's posted over 20 in a couple games. So maybe she shoots the 3 ball well and grabs a couple peripheral stats and gets there. It's just gross, but on a slate like this, gross is needed if you're trying to jam all the studs in. But odds for the games, Washington and Atlanta, 7-point spread, over under 156.5. Minnesota at Las Vegas, 6.5-point spread, over under 166. That's the pace up game. That number did come down. I was on Minnesota. It was started at like 7.5. Sparks at Storm, 11.5-point spread, over under 157.5. All right, let's grab some of these questions here. Get me a drink. I'm dying. All right, there we go, my man Kurt. All right, let's see here. Lexi or McDonald? All right. Yeah, I think both are in play. I have McDonald in a line. I don't love it because every time I play her going back last year, she just sinks me. Like she forgets how to pass the ball. She can't grab a rebound, and then she just shoots 0 of like 10. So I'm fully prepared for it, but I agree. I think one of them, with as gross as the value is, I think one of them could get there. Let's go. Great show. Thanks. Appreciate that. Let's see here. Stars and scrubs kind of not. Mid-range is gross. Absolutely. The mid-range is disgusting. I don't agree with a lot of the projected ownership that I see for WNBA. I think it's way off tonight. They're trying to tell me that Nafisa Collier is going to be 25%. If she's 25%, I'm going to have a good night. How would you rank Charles, Ezzy, Hamby most optimal? I would probably go most expensive to least. I think Hamby's the most optimal because her usage is the safest. I mean, she's the number one option for the Sparks. Then I would go Ezzy second because I think her upside is the highest of the three. I think Ezzy can post over 50 and it wouldn't shock me. Charles is a bit more of a wild card. If she's not grabbing rebounds, who knows what her floor is. The matchup is good, though, but I'll go Hamby, Ezzy, Charles in that order. Let's see here. So much Jackie Young, she's too cheap. I agree. I love Jackie tonight. I swear to God, if they limit her, I'm gonna jump off a bridge. Let's see. I was thinking the same strategy when I looked at the slate. Yep. In Discord, when you say core plays, typically like on the core plays, it's strictly just like if you're making one lineup. Obviously, like if you're making a bunch, I go overweight on all the core plays. They're arguably some of my favorite plays of the entire slate, but typically just for like if you're making one lineup, I would recommend playing all three of them for sure. Washington made the slate ugly because they're overpriced. I agree. I really wish Sykes was like 8,300, 8,400. I think you could consider her. I think she could get close to getting there at 9K. I'm just terrified that they're only going to play her like 18 minutes. And if you play her, you're just dead. Like if she plays 18 minutes, you are just dead. Just go play the showdown. But if she was like 82, 8,300, I would have a whole lot more interest. But we'll see. I love her game. I loved what I saw on opening night. Edwards, Courtney Williams, or Asia, and any 3K player. I have the Asia 3K on all 10 lineups. I would probably go Edwards, Seawill in a couple just because value has been so bad this year. And I know on a slate like this where the mid-range just looks disgusting, it's tough, but it's really hard to trust value in 10 lineups. And especially like if you're going overweight on all the different like crap cans. Like if you're overweight on Afufa, on Uru, on like Nas is my favorite. And if I was making 10 lines, I probably would only have her in like 4. I just don't trust the value like Talbot. She might play 15 minutes and give you 3 fantasy points. She may not even 1x her price. And that's just what worries me with all the value. It's been so bad this year that balance builds, when you look at them throughout the whole day, they don't look very good. And that's what wins. Every now and then you'll see a Stars and Scrubs build. I do think Stars and Scrubs will win the slate tonight. And I think it'll come down to just getting lucky and getting the right scrub. And hopefully they pop. I think, in my opinion, Nas is by far the most optimal just because she's got set minutes. We know what we're getting out of her. And, I mean, she could go out there. Maybe we prey on Tina Charles or Cheyenne Parker's downfall. They get in massive foul trouble and we get a whole bunch of extra Nas. But it's really tough. I would not do Asia and 3K on all 10. Fee Charles or Hamby Ezzy. Oh, that is close, man. I love Fee. I'm probably leaning the second one just because I think Charles is in a good spot, but I'll probably lean the second one. Hamby, I would pick over Charles, and then Ezzy. I think Ezzy could post a really, really good score. I think Ezzy could get close to matching Fee. So I'll go the second one there. I have the Fee Charles route, better matchups now or upside. I agree. Like I said, I have no issues going Fee Charles over Wnba Ezzy. Fee, I think Fee could play the whole game. And if she does, I mean, she could outscore Asia for sure. And Charles, I mean, we've seen the upside that she can bring. Brink or Alana Smith. I lean Alana for safety, which is asinine to say that Alana Smith is safe, but she's proven this year she stayed out of foul trouble and is getting around 30 fantasy points a game and not shooting the ball much. If she comes out, this is a good matchup for her. If she comes out and shoots the ball well, she can post a big score. I just like her floor a lot more than Brink's. The foul trouble could prop up today with Asia Wilson on the other side of the court, though. 10.1K utility, not Jackie, is I would probably go NECA. She's just a lot safer than Plum right now. Plum, you just don't know what you're getting. Like if we knew that Jackie was on a limit or could be limited some, I might lean Plum for the upside, but for safety, I'd just play NECA. We like Howard. I always like Ryan Howard. I'm not playing her. I feel disgusting for not playing her, but I always advocate if you're playing 5 or more lineups, you got to have a little sprinkle of Ryan Howard. I mean, she can pop any slate, and it would never surprise me. She's not shooting the ball much. But if the peripherals are up like they have been, and her stock upside is up, she's gonna pop a slate soon. Charles Wnba or Wnba Lloyd. That's another good question. I'm gonna go Lloyd Wnba. I just love the upside play in Lloyd. I don't think there's anyone on the slate that has more upside than her. I mean, she's taking 20 plus shots a game, facing the worst perimeter defense in the WNBA. This could be a Lloyd pop. Horston, 10.1K util or Collier Dangerfield. Oh God. Oh, so pretty much Horston and NECA or Plum or Collier Dangerfield. So pretty much you're hoping Dangerfield gets 7 fantasy points and Collier gets 50. So you're at 57 there. Horston maybe gets 15. So you need like 40 something. Might be the fee side. I'm leaning the fee side. And you just hope maybe Dangerfield rips a couple threes and you just auto win. How'd you get into WNBA? I started watching the WNBA after I got divorced in 2017, or it was a few years after I got divorced. But I just got into it, and I love the way they played back then. My Moore is my GOAT. Have Fee in 2 of 4. No issues with that. I think you'll be overweight to the field. If she comes in at 25%, I'm going to laugh at everyone. Is Sox on a minutes limit tonight? She is. No word exactly, but I would expect somewhere between like 20 and 24. That's typically what the Washington coach runs his minutes limits at. So somewhere right around there. I mean, he could tilt us and only play her like 18. But I would say 20 to 24 for sure. I do not have any shares of Sox. If she was a little bit cheaper, I probably would. Joel Lloyd and Horston or Edwards and Courtney on DK for upside. Upside play is Joel Lloyd. But there is also upside in Courtney Williams. I'm going to lean. Man, that's tough. Full upside. That's tough. Edwards Courtney. I really like Courtney's matchup tonight. I'm not too high on Horston. Unless she gets a lot of extra minutes, I'm going to go Edwards and Courtney side. I think Courtney has a really good game, assuming she just doesn't get benched. I heard Sharks are full stack in Minnesota, Las Vegas. I also heard that. That's a fun game to stack. You have a lean with Haley, Hamby, McDonald, or Dangerfield, Jackie, Alana. Oh, I can't play Haley Jones. I really just can't. I can't do it. So I guess I'll go Dangerfield, Jackie, Alana, just because, like, I think Jackie could match Hamby, assuming she gets like normal run, and then I think Alana can outscore McDonald and Haley together, and then whatever you get out of Dangerfield. I mean, if you can, I personally prefer Talbot to Dangerfield, but I mean, it's gross down there. It is gross. Good call on Lloyd. I hope it is a good call. Jade Melbourne, not for me. I think she might get a DNP tonight with Sykes back. She's just going to be so far on the bench. Howard, Edwards, or Fee Parker. Let's see. So I'd probably still go Fee Parker just with Fee. I expect Fee to get 50, like with the upside to get more. As much as I love Howard and Edwards tonight, I would go Fee. She's by far the safest of those four. Crowder, Washington backcourt. I agree. All right. Well, I think that's going to about wrap it up. I may have to enter this $333 money ball if there's as much overlay in it as it looks. But it was fun, guys. Let's see. Ray Burrell going to be that value play. I could see it. I mean, my only worry with her is she only played the last 5 minutes of the game against the Aces the other night. She come in at the very end. I mean, she ripped 2 threes ice cold, so maybe they should play her more. But I don't mind it. Like I said, you're pretty much just drawing out of a hat on those cheap value plays and just hoping they come in and rip a couple threes. She's a shooter, though, so I don't mind her for tournaments. Can you play Smith and Sewell? Yep, you can play both of them in the same line. You can stack that game up. That game should be a blast. It should be as fast-paced as anything. No issues playing both of them together or playing one with Fee and stacking some aces on the other side. But that's going to do it for me, guys. We'll be back on Thursday. Tomorrow night's just a showdown, so I won't have a stream out for it. But we'll be back on Thursday night. I think it's either a 2 or 3 game slate. Should be a fun one, but we'll see you guys for the next one.